Hello everyone, welcome to Fusion 360 Lesson 1. Today we are going to cover points, lines, rectangles, circles, and splines. First thing I'm going to do is we are going to start a new design. Make sure that you're in the design space. There are a number of different spaces. And you will have a whole different set of tools if you're in the wrong space, so that's the first thing to check for. And then once you're confirmed to be in the design space, we are going to start a sketch. All Fusion 360 starts with a two-dimensional drawing that you use to define what happens to a 3D space. So we're going to create a sketch. And it wants to know what plane we want to sketch on. We have a sheet of paper. I'm going to draw on a sheet of paper, but because we're in a 3D space, we could draw on all of these different possible planes. And we're going to stick with the XZ, that's facing front. So this is referred to as Cartesian space, where you have an x-axis, a y-axis, and a z-axis, and all of these allow you to then define points in space with numbers. So we're going to work on the xz, which is facing front, as is traditional for manufacturing. And we will select that space, and now we can draw our elements. I'm going to start by creating a point. That's here. This is a zero-dimensional location in space. This center point here is 0, 0 on the flat plane. If you have the third dimension included, it would be 0, 0, 0. But right now we're just working with the x and z. I'm going to move up just to an arbitrary point here and just show you that is a point. If I make another one, we have another point. Notice they have eyebrows. That's because as I did this, it locked into the being horizontal with each other. And we will go over that. If I just put it in a random place up here, there are no constraints attached. Okay. So that is a point. A line, we could either select the fast tool here, we could use a shortcut L, or we could click on line. I'm going to use the drop down for the first few so that you have a better idea of, it's easier to follow along. So for a line, you click your first point where you want the line to start, and you click your second point where you want your line to end. And you'll end up with 2 points and a line between the two. Notice that this tool either lets me finish here, or I could right-click to cancel, I can escape to get out of it, or I can create more lines that are connected to each other, because that is a pretty common thing to do. Hit the last one to close it, and we have a polygon. A little more advanced would be to click, come over, and instead of just clicking again, I am going to click and hold. I'm holding the mouse down, and I'm dragging, and I get a curve. When I let go, I can make another straight line, another curve. If I want to make another curve from the curve, I can go back over the point, click and hold, and I get another curve from the curve. And then I will hit OK. And that is our lines. Rectangles? Rectangles are 4 lines held to a specific standard, namely parallel sides, 90-degree corners. So I'm going to select the first corner, I'm going to select the second corner, and now we have a rectangle. There are other ways to make rectangles as well. We will cover those later. Circles, you can select the center, move out, select your diameter, and now you have a circle. Splines, so if we drop down here, we can add a spline, and we can create a series of points that are smoothly connected by a line. That is a spline. And I'm going to finish that. So those are our main drawing tools that we'll be using for the following demonstrations.